What's up, everyone? Hope you're having a great day. I just want to come to you for just a moment, if you would, and just let me share something that's on my heart. I want to talk to you today about fitness versus Christianity. These two have a lot in common, more than you think. And if you want to learn about that, listen for just a moment. There's such a parallel in both. Fitness and Christianity, they have a lot in common. Both have take long-term dedication. And we fail because we forget why we started the journey in the first place. A lot of times we start out, let's say, in Christianity. How does it start? You have to believe that Jesus died on the cross and rose on the third day. Okay, you say, well, you don't have to do that to work out. But then let's take the next step. So in working out, you have to decide, you know what? I want to change in me. And so we all start off, and most people, they start by saying, I want to change in me. Same thing in Christianity. You say, I want to change in me. I'm tired of where I'm at in life. I want to try something different. So then we look at fitness. A lot of times when we're doing our fitness, what happens? We start off, man, we're running, we're doing stuff at home, just moving. We may go to the gym. When we get to the gym, we go in there, we hit the machines. We don't know exactly what we're doing, but we're going to try it. Sounds like Christianity to me. When someone first gets saved, what do? They go in, they get saved, or born again, or whatever word you want to put there. I'm not getting into theology debate. There's no sense in it. So whatever word you want to put there, you decide to serve Jesus. So what happens? In that instance, you go out, you go into the world, which is the gym, and you try the different machines. You're like, people when they first get saved, I'm going to witness to everybody. I'm going to win everybody. I got to tell everybody about this. What happens in fitness? When you first start fitness and you, first couple of times, because your body's not used to it, you tell everybody. You might tell them, oh, I'm really sore. Oh, man, I feel so much better. Whatever your story. Same thing. So then, as we get into this thing, what happens? Why do we have failures in both? We have failures in the gym. Why? Because if we're going to a gym, a lot of times within the first maybe minute, first day, because a lot of times people won't even step in the gym because they're like, people will be watching me. I can assure you most people in the gym are too busy looking at themselves. Oh, in Christianity, most people in the world are too busy looking at themselves to notice what you're doing. They're not seeing you grow. They're not seeing how you're putting time in to the Word, because why? They're studying themselves. So then we look at fitness and we're like, why do most people decide to quit going? To quit. It's too hard. Or I can't be like such and such. I can't lift as much as such and such. My body is not transforming like such and such. You put the name there. Because a lot of times when we start off, we compare ourselves to others in the fitness realm. When fitness is never about comparison to others as much as it is comparison to what you want to become. Because we set a goal. My goal is not to become like somebody else. My goal is to become the best I can be. Because the best you can be is the best you need. The true best you can be. Not saying the best you can be and then not being it, but the best you can be. Everybody can't run a 4-minute mile or less than a 4-minute mile. But everybody can run a mile. It might take them 3 days, but they can run a mile. Same thing in the Christian realm. Everybody can't go out and street witness. Everybody can't go out and preach the Word. But everybody can live the Word. In the gym, everybody might not can lift as much as everybody else. Everybody might not can have the body that they think everybody else has. but you can be the best you can be. You can pick up something. You can run somewhere. You can take a step. Same thing in the Christian realm. You can take a step. The reason we fail is we compare, whether it be fitness or whether it be Christianity. Jesus never meant for us to compare ourselves. He made you special. When He created you, He broke the mold. And you have to look at that in every area of your life. You'll never succeed at anything in life if you spend all your time comparing yourself to others. I'm not saying, I tell a lot of people, when you start working out, decide what your goals are, and then find someone who's obtained those goals and follow them. Well, guess what? In the spiritual realm, I say the same thing. When you decide to walk Christianity, find someone who reached those goals and follow them. And that only person, the only one that's reached those goals is Jesus Christ. Nobody else is perfect. And I think the main reason that most people either A, don't go to church, or B, quit going to church is not because of time, because people make time for what they're in love with. People make time for what they want to do. The reason most people don't go to church is because people in the church who are not perfect are spending too much time worried about people coming into the church that aren't perfect. But it's the same thing on the job. It's the same thing wherever we go. Too many people spending too much time worried about others when we just need to worry about ourselves. Same thing in the gym. Spend less time worrying about others and what they're accomplishing, and worry more about your goals, what your goals are. If it's to lose 100 pounds, start off losing 1 pound. Start off losing 2 pounds. If it's in Christianity, don't worry about if this church, if you're a pastor, don't worry about if this church has 10,000, 100,000. Don't worry about it. God may not have called you to the 100. He may have called you to the 1. That's what we got to think about. My job as a Christian is not to win people to the Lord. And this is going to discourage a lot of people because they're too busy thinking my job is. We only have one job as a Christian. So I'm going to read you what our jobs are not. Our jobs is not to win people to the Lord. You say, whoa, we're called to be a witness. I'm going to get to that in a second. My job is not to be like somebody else. My job is not to succeed. My job is not to make others believe. My job is simply, once I accept Jesus into my heart and ask for forgiveness every day, that's my job. Ask for forgiveness every day, and then pray for guidance to follow through with just loving Jesus. See, you can witness to people all day, just like you can tell people about the gym all day. But unless there's a knock on their heart, it's not going to matter. So my job is not to win people to the Lord. My job is not to succeed. My job is not to have the greatest. But my job is to just love Jesus. If more Christians would spend time loving Jesus, because it's the love of Jesus that's going to draw people. Just like the gym. Most people, whether they stick with it or not, they join a gym because they see someone change. They see a physical change, a mental change in a person, and they're like, I want to go do that. And they start because they see a change. Same thing in the Christian realm. Most people don't accept Jesus because of a bunch of words. If that was the case, then all these evangelists would win everybody to the Lord. But most people are going to follow Jesus because they see a change in you. And they see a change in me. If they don't see a change, they're not going to follow. If you're selling a weight loss program and you're gaining weight every day, probably need to change your program to how to put on weight, not how to lose weight. If your program is about how to become an endurance runner and all you do is sit on the couch, probably not going to be able to get many people to buy into your program. If your program is to strength train and press as much weight as possible, but you never lift weights, you're probably not going to win. Same thing in the Christian realm. If I'm going to tell people about Jesus, I got to first live it. We have to be an example. When we do this, which is love Him with all our heart, body, soul, and mind, then He takes care of the rest. And at the end of life, if I can be found faithful and love the Father, what a complete life. It doesn't matter how many y'all win to the Lord. It only matters that I was faithful. Because when your last breath is taken, He's not going to say, how many did you win? He's not going to say, did you pastor a church of 50,000? Did you do all this stuff? What's He going to say? He's going to say, you've been faithful. You've been faithful. That's the word. There's more to that verse, but I want to key in on that verse. You've been faithful. You've had love for the Father. Because when you have something, you can give it away. And if you don't have it, you can't give it. 1 Peter 4:10, I'm not going to read it, but the verse talks about, my job is to use whatever gift God has bestowed upon me to serve others, faithfully administering God's grace in its various forms. It is our service that we will see God's grace in action as we demonstrate our faith. I can't show people something I don't have. Today, don't be turned away by the ones who don't practice what they preach. Don't be turned away in fitness by the ones who maybe do things that they shouldn't do to get where they want to be in fitness. You don't have to follow them. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about what anybody else does. Worry about you. It's your health. It's your mental health, your physical health. But in the Christian realm, I ask you today, if you've never tried Jesus, give Him a try today. What's it going to hurt? If you don't like it, don't do it. But man, let me tell you, He's helped me so much when I went through things and maybe even thought, man, there's no way out. But He made a way out. He made a way out for me. He made a way out for my soul. And He gave me joy, joy unspeakable. That when I'm having a bad day, all I got to do is start praising Him. And I say a thing, when you praise Him, you raise Him. Don't be negative in something that you hadn't tried, but just try it one time. I ask you this, if you've never tried Jesus, just try it one time. Try Him one time. And if He doesn't fill your heart with joy, when you truly, it's like going to the gym. When you go to the gym, give it your all for 1 month. If in a month you don't feel better after giving it your all, I wouldn't say nothing to you again. Same thing with Jesus. If you give it your all for 1 month, just 1 month, everybody can do a month. If you give Him your all for 1 month, and He doesn't, if you do not see a change in your life, then don't do it. But do you got a month? Today, my prayer is that you'll see the joy that He gives and the joy that He brings. And He'll fill your heart with that joy. May you have a great day. Talk to you later.